and welcome back to Praggers Gaming. I'm Gamer Praggers and this is Sleeper Citizen. In the last episode, I don't remember what happened. We leveled up because we're saving that point to put into double data rewards. So looking at our drives, we completing our drives is how we get the upgrade points to be able to improve our skills. So we need to complete those. Unfortunately, there's bits and pieces that we can and can't do. So we're looking for hive minds, ship mind fragments. We need 6 in total to be able to complete the 2 fragments, the 2 ship minds. One is needed to fix the ambergris. The other one is for freeing Neovend. We need to in the next cycle pay Ethan's tab, so we're going to need money for that. We have the Alt exchange, so I'm going to put one of those in there because that can give us 19 cryo, which is great. We are low on energy. With that, we need the 3 ship mine fragments. We could get energy from here, but it's going to cost us. One thing we can do, we've got Havenage agents or a key node. As it mines cryo at a glacial pace, abandoned by the hacker that repurposed it. Oh, I didn't notice that before. Let me pop the 1 in. It gives us another encrypted key, but we don't have any way of using those at the moment. Because the Havenage port is what that Ripperworm's doing. But we've got 2 Havenage agents, leaving them open to data extraction. So let's take the 2 because we're not going to use that anywhere else. It's given us a 3rd Havenage data, but we don't have anywhere to put Havenage offices. A fragment supply. It does give us money, but we don't have the Etiquette data. We're waiting on Feng. So let's buy some some scrap. Okay. And we will use a 6 to unload the freighter, which gave us 15. Okay. Alt exchange. Right, we can sell the components, which gave us 12 cryo. I'm tempted to open the Lowend gate. No, we'll save that. And we will use the 4. Oh, okay. Right then. Oh, we could have done a shift, couldn't we? Okay, let's sleep and go to the next cycle, and we'll see what dice we get. Okay, not great. Okay, we can speak to Feng, but we also need to go and see here. 58. Ethan says you have 2 cycles to pay the tab. He calls it being fair-minded. Let's pay it. I can't believe you just did that. Ethan's mock laugh comes from along the bar. You look over to see him leaning across it in a pool of light, empty glasses and spilled drinks glinting around him. It was always dark in the compressor, but this cycle the place is packed. A load of spacers mixing with the locals. Usually they run. Ethan spins a glass on the bar. Or they go spend their savings on some local heavy I have to put down. They don't pay. Ethan gets to his feet. The glass falls and smashes, but he doesn't seem to notice. You think that's it? 1 round of drinks and we're even? Sleeper? Come on. His hand comes to rest on the butt of his handgun, dangling from the chest holder. What's wrong with you? Ethan laughs hard, and the people around him turn to see what's happening. You think this is on me? I'd think someone in your position might have a better idea of how this all works. I'm a freelancer, Sleeper, just like you. We both signed a contract with S&R, didn't we? The difference is my word means something. He closes the gap, stumbling a little. What did you think? You could just run away from your contract? You dead? You could just steal that natty little body of yours and take it for a joyride? Play human for a cycle or 2? You don't understand. It's you, Sleeper, that doesn't understand. Some of us pay our debts, but it's all the harder because of idiots like you. Though I should thank you, Ethan nods, his head heavy, for giving me such an easy job. I'm used to outlaws, you know, real bounties. If I knew catching sad little escapees like you was so easy, I would have changed clients ages ago. Someone shouts from the back of the bar for Ethan to shut up. He holds up a finger in that general direction without turning around. Shoot me, or let me leave. Oh, I see. Toughening up here. He gestures wildly at the crowd. Thumbs up or thumbs down, folks. Most turn their back to their drinks, no longer interested in this tired show. Ethan mutters insults as he walks back towards the bar. Ethan sits heavily back down in his stool and searches through his glasses for one with something in it. The thing is, Sleeper, I can find you anywhere. It's actually wild that you haven't figured it out. That body isn't yours, and it will always betray you, no matter what. He finds a glass and downs the contents. So please, go. I'll catch up with you whenever I need another. He laughs and taps the bar for a fresh drink. Look at yourself. Give it up, Sleeper. I'm done teaching you for the day. He settles his head on the bar and closes his eyes. I'm sick of you. Go find a job. You turn on your heel and are out of the cloying dark and the sweat stench of the compressor. You walk hard and fast down the walkway, anger driving your footfalls into the metal of the rim like hammers. Oh, we have an upgrade point. So, we are going to go with Icebreaker. Okay, so we have... Is that another 4? Yes. Before we've got to pay again. We are starving, so we're going to go to Memphis. And we're going to order some fungus. Okay. Right, now we're going to go to the Overlook Bar and we're going to pull a shift. With 5. There we go. And then we're going to go and speak to Feng. As you arrive, Feng comes striding towards you, taking you by surprise. Let's go, Sleeper! He puts a hand on your shoulder and turns you back the way you came. He steps into the passageway, gliding you down ring towards the shipyard. Sorry for the hurry, but we have something of an opportunity. The data you ripped? Well done. Well done, by the way, he grins. Tells me Harden is making a rare inspection of the sidereal horizon this cycle. It's the perfect chance to confront him outside of that compound he hides in. Feng takes a sharp turn into a dimly lit side passage. Sidereal horizon? Still catching up? That's the massive colony ship being built out in the shipyard. Biggest commission Havenish has ever had. Feng slows and slips into dark service tunnel where somewhere in the black, a water pipe drips. It's him, Sleeper. The same Harden Hurst. Our worm ripped out decades of records that mention him by name, an entire trail of documentation for the first days of the Solheim collapse until now. He rolled out the whole thing, slipped into Havenage when it first broke off from the Union. He paces in the tunnel, a hand rubbing at the back of his head. I need you to understand something about Solheim, Sleeper. I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't as instant as it sounds. It wasn't like Solheim was here, running the station one day and the next Erlin's Union took power. Back then, Solheim knew this place was slipping away from them. As the palladium market collapsed, they tried to keep the contractors here working. The pay got smaller, the costs higher. People like my parents were forced to work non-stop just to keep a berth on the station and water in their tanks. Solheim squeezed every last worker until the mistakes, the accidents, were coming in non-stop. And as new waves of contractors came in, desperate to work, Solheim welcomed them, taking bribes instead of checking pilot licenses. The whole time, Solheim was folding up, dragged into court cases in the central systems, while this severed limb of a station still desperately tried to take all it could. The riots came after the collision at Dock 2. A young pilot, his MEV overloaded with palladium, miscalculated his trajectory and took out a section of the ring. Hundreds died, thousands panicked. My parents told me people were terrified, and the blame fell squarely on Solheim. People like to tell stories about Erlin, about how he brought the factions together, spoke to the crowds, turfed out Solheim. Maybe that's true, but my mother, pregnant with me, locked herself in their MEV and welded it to the dock. While my father joined the improvised crews trying to seal up the ragged edges of the gap, he never came back. Feng pauses in the dark. They sealed it up though. By the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning every one of us to the black. Apart... Feng finally turns back to you now, his eyes burning. From shits like Harden. Shits who held their place, rode it out, and slipped into the new structure like nothing had changed, standing shoulder to shoulder with those that they had exploited at every step. Feng starts walking again. That's why I can't just let him strut about the shipyard. This time, his past catches up with him. How is he still alive? Clearly, you don't know much about executives. That kind of power comes with certain benefits. Feng rejoins the main passageway, which is now wide and glass-roofed. Through the ceiling you can see ships in mid-construction, their flanks lit by the flashes of plasma torches. The entrance to the shipyard is ahead. Let's go. Feng grins. Let's go show this shithead some consequences. He strides to the shipyard entrance and pushes through the doors. A web of corridors lead through the complex, snatches of the construction base always appearing through windows. Ships are suspended like whale corpses, skeletal, imposing. Feng seems to know exactly where he is going, and before long you cross into a huge dry dock, locked to one side of the sidereal horizon. A network of platforms and scaffolding cling to the ship's hull, filled with workers and equipment. Excuse me. The sound is stretched out by the vast space so that the welding, cutting and sealing seems to come from everywhere at once. Both you and Feng spot him at the same time, a group walking slowly across a gantry, and at the front, two men, one gesturing towards the ship, and the other, stick-thin, cleanly dressed, with a shock of grey hair. Harden! You and Feng say his name in unison, and Feng sets off up the staircase to the gantry with you following behind. As you come to the same level, the group is passing closer, the foreman gesturing to the work being done throughout the dock, and Harden nodding along. Harden Hurst? Feng shouts across the noise, taking you by surprise. His voice bounces and comes back in a rippling echo. The figures turn. Yes? Harden asks quizzically, raising an eyebrow. He glances between you and Feng, and you see his gaze linger on your body, unsure of why a sleeper might be in this place. You're a traitor, Harden, a Solheim executive who tried to hide here, among its victims. Feng's voice is steady, strong. You stand for everything the Eye was rebuilt in the shadow of, against everything Erlin stood for, everything Havenage stands for. You have no place in this station. For a moment, stillness descends on the group, as if everyone was held in place by the rattle of construction. Harden laughs. Well, good to meet you too. He glances around at those around him. Some are smiling and others nervous. You are from the systems branch, are you not? Asks Harden, inspecting Feng's clothing. Feng turns to the foreman. You need to call your security. This man is a corporate agent. The foreman glances between Feng and Harden, his hands drumming at his sides. Harden leans towards him and says something inaudible. The foreman nods. It's true. As you begin speaking, Harden turns his attention to you. And what would a sleeper know about that? You accuse me of being a corporate agent. What are you, if not exactly that? He looks around at the group, who are already eyeing you with suspicion. You are a product of S&R. You have no place in a Havenage shipyard. Who knows what signals you are sending back to your makers? A murmur of approval runs through the group. Feng holds up a stick of memory. You guessed right. I am systems, and I have records that link you directly to Solheim right here. He turns to the foreman again. So once again, I am asking you to take this man into the custody of the shipyard. The foreman remains still. Harden's voice is calm, measured. If you have such data, why hasn't it been submitted at a members' meeting for proper review? He shakes his head. I have nothing to hide, unlike a man who does not announce his name, who enters my shipyard with corporate property in tow, and tries to turn my own men against me. You hear it now, the echoing sound of boots on walkways coming from all angles at once, and then settling behind you. Please, says Harden, submit the data through the correct channels, then we can talk. For now, however, you must leave. He gestures behind you to the security detail, their hands on boxy black sidearms at their sides. Feng spits. Harden, you shithead! You can't wriggle out of this one! The security officer draws his weapon and levels it. Feng turns and stares him down. You look at Feng. He shakes his head and puts a hand on your shoulder. Let's go, says Feng, and he pushes through security, heading back down the walkway. Once security has walked you out of the shipyard and nudged you back into the corridor, Feng picks up place. You try to keep up as he slips into the shadows of an entrance. Feng is grinning ear to ear. You know, Sleeper, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be. Something pings in his pocket and he takes it out. On the slate, a web of connections starts drawing itself out, stretching to a set of points around the ring. Got him, mutters Feng. What's going on? Harden is doing what any snaky shithead always does, calling his friends. We are tracking his outgoing messages. Feng's grin looks ghostly in the uplight of his screen. The old ways are best. Spook them good enough and they'll give the game away. He jabs at the slate, and you see the web is being drawn over a map of the ring, lines bouncing from point to point. All these dots, these are Harden's buddies, the ones he is messaging right now, and we are going to find them all. That was on purpose? Of course, Harden isn't working alone. We need the full set or nothing. Feng glances around and slides the slate back into his pocket. We'd better split for now, Sleeper, but this is exactly what we need. Good hunting. With a pat on your shoulder, Feng drifts away, back into the flow of people around the shipyard entrance. You watch him go, unsure whether to be angry or impressed. And we've got another upgrade point. Now, Right. Sunbathe. Dice action allows energy recovery at home. Chance to gain energy after any engage. Action. Use scrap components to upgrade your condition. Right. Let's go with that. Right. So, we've got to wait for Feng. How many is that? 4? Yes. So we've got to wait for that. Havenage offices. Right. Let's put a 3 in. That gets us up to there. Unit assembly. No, that's what we just did. Havenage offices. Fragment supply. If we go here. Yet again agent. But it's gonna... Right. This is gonna lead to an interaction with the hunter. But if we can get the Yatagan data, we got 2. Interesting. Those familiar threads wrap around you, bind you, test you. Entity submit. Hunter's strange head bobs in your vision. Your ally in the sealed dock. Your ally in the sealed dock cannot save you. In that globed head, you see whirling strings of data, so many spinning that they threaten to tear through the thin skin and whip out into the void around. What happened to this creature? The threads squeeze and you lose any sympathy you might have had. You must escape. You lash out once more, pushing Hunter back, severing threads that regrow as fast as they are broken. As you slip away, you realise you have to find a way to deal with Hunter once and for all. This is getting too dangerous. Okay. So, if we now come to the Havenage offices, we can now supply... Okay. We can supply that. We can get some cryo, which is great. Okay. What's that? Havenage agent. Right. Now, the problem we've got is we have no way of doing anything with that data. And that is a problem. Around wet dock. There's nothing there. We've got, what, another 5 cycles before something comes in there. Auto exchange. Play the exchange. It's risky. We don't have components to sell. The ore fabricator. We need that for the ship mind. We don't have enough to do that. Sealed dock. So I think we just... It's a 50-50, but we don't really have a lot we can do. Okay. We've got the 68. Let's sleep. We should have 5 dice for the next day. There's no point injecting the stabilizer yet. We probably want to wait until the bottom of the 3. Okay. Right. How are we doing? We've got time for another cycle. Right, so. Right, first things first. We need energy. Then we're going to not do that. We're going to come down here. And we're going to use our 4s. Do we do another one? Yes. Okay. We've got money. Right. Okay. Let's open this up. Because it will give us new locations. Okay. So, we've got Lowend. Block maintenance is risky. Maintained by the residents, the ramshackle blocks are always in need of repairs. Helping out is a good way to make friends. Or we can play Tavla. The clack of filter caps can be heard in every concourse on the low end as the residents play rotating rounds of this game. Okay. And we've got the free spoke. We can scale the spoke. Or we can enter it. Which is danger. I don't know. In fact, let's go engage, and we're going to put the 6 in, because we'll only get a positive, and we got 2 for spoke climber. Mainline freight hub. We can get cryo from that, or we can steal a shipment, but we've only got the 1. So for now, we're going to visit this apartment. The lock clunks open, the metal door swinging inward into the dark. As you push the door open, the automatic lights flicker on inside the apartment. They reveal yellowing plastic panels, the curved shape of wall-mounted utility units, the detritus of a routine life arranged on every surface. You step inside, clicking the door shut behind you. The amber light of the aging fixtures glaze everything with pale orange. The work surfaces hold a variety of objects, indistinct in the dull lighting. A pale blue light drifts from a doorway at the end of the room. Smudges through the thin layer of dust suggest a recent, rare and hurried visit. They trace a path to the water dispenser, the auto wash, then to the cabinet still half open. On the shelf sits an empty pill case. You cross the cramped utility room with its auto wash, dispensers, water closet towards the doorway. Through the doorway is a dark, warm room, lit only by the faint glow of a terminal screen. As you approach, there is a crackle from somewhere in the dark. "Sleeper?" Sabine's voice shakily echoes through the apartment. "Welcome to my home. I'm sorry I can't be there. I've had to make alternative arrangements." You hear rattling noises, static. "I was able to record this message, but I don't dare to show my face. Something is happening with Yatagan. I no longer trust them." Their voice becomes distant, slipping behind the background noise. "I have something to ask of you. I want you to get me out. Yatagan was supposed to hide me, to protect me. After everything happened, I was desperate, and then after that, I was too tired to care." A noise like waves passes over the recording. "But I'm done with them now. I want out. Screw the debt. But I need insurance. Something I can't hold against them. I have my suspicions, but I can't be sure. I need information. And as you know, you need me." A pause, something clicking in the dark. "This isn't a threat. You have to understand my position here." Another pause. "I know, Sleepers. I've been here before. I can help you, but not with Yatagan's noose around my neck. Get me data. Get me information. Get me something that I can use against Yatagan. Then I can get out, and you can get what you need. Please." Waves of static cut into Sabine's voice. "Bring it here to my terminal. I'll get to it when I can." You look around the room and try to imagine Sabine living here, working at the desk, sleeping in the bunk. Blinking into the terminal in the dark, the recording cuts to static, filling the room with its white hiss, then silence. You sit in front of the humming terminal and hit a few keys. Sabine has left an access port open, but the rest is encrypted, locked away behind passcodes. It seems Sabine might not trust you as much as they want you to think. Who does Sabine need to hide from? And what debt do they owe to Yatagan? You try to assemble the pieces, but too many are missing. The only thing you know is that without stabilizer, your body will die. You glance at the briefcase left on the desk, its glassware glinting in the dark. You turn away and leave, the door clunking shut behind you. Back in the corridor, you notice the scrawled graffiti of a blade on the opposite wall. Yatagan. You feel yourself being drawn into something you don't quite understand. Okay. So we've got a new drive. Get Sabine out. Extract Yatagan data for Sabine. So, yes. Now, that's good because we have one left. And we can't do anything there. We have a single dice. So, let's have a look. What's that? That's a Havenage agent. Yet again agent, and it's a 1, so we will do that. And fingers crossed, we shall get 2 data, which we can use to put into here. Okay. Now we are now out of dice. 16 cryo, random items if we were to steal a shipment. But for now, we are going to sleep and end the cycle. And we'll see what dice we've got to start with for the next episode. Okay, not bad. Could be worse. It doesn't look like we're doing any hacking this cycle, but it's not bad. Right then, thank you very much for hanging out. I hope you don't. Let me know down in the comments if you're enjoying this series. I really like the game. Obviously, I'm doing a lot of talking, so there's a lot to pay attention to. So let me know how you're finding that. Yes. If you have enjoyed the video, then don't forget to leave a like on it. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, ticking the bell so you know when new videos go live. I do try and get videos up every single day. In the description is a link to the channel Discord. Feel free to come and talk about the games you're playing, the games I'm playing, games in general, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!